Hi, welcome back to math. We're using the dark colored paper today. Ooh, isn't that cool? Yeah. Well, I'm going to talk about some basics of math division in particular. In a division problem, we could say that we have six things. Let me move that down. So, our six things. This is really the total. This is really the total. And we could represent that with, can you see those? Nope, not too well. Let's try then this. Can you see that okay? Hello?
Yes.
Great. Moving on. So, you see we have 6 items there, correct?
Yes.
All right. And we have, so what we're going to do is we have 6 items and we're going to divide it, that's what this symbol means. We're going to divide it into 3, now this is groups. We can talk about groups. So that means we're going to put 3 circles, or you could put 3 squares.
Okay.
So when we're going to divide by 3, I'm just going to use boxes. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay. And we can see that okay, right?
Yes.
Great. And we're going to end up with getting some number, right? And let's see how we do it, okay? So I'm going to cross this one off because I'm going to move it over into the box. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Yeah. And I'm going to move this one down into this box, and this one into this box, and that one into that box, and this one into that box. I'm just crossing them out to show that I'm moving them into the groups or boxes, okay? I'll write box up here if you like. Boxes. Those are groups, okay? Now how many items, now that's what we have next, is our answer is going to tell us how many items in each box in this case. Or really what we should be using is how many items in each group. Okay? So how many yellow dots do we have in each box? We have 2. So that is our answer. Does that make sense?
Yes.
So what do we have? We started with our total up here of 6 items. We put them into 3 boxes. And that means that each box has 2 items in each. Does that help you understand what division is about?
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
All right, then let's do another, shall we?
Yeah.
All right. So I'll change my color this time. Let's go with bright pink. That sounds kind of cool. Let's make our number. Let's make it an odd number. You want to? Let's make it 9. We're going to divide it by, let's divide it by 2. Okay? So, how many items what's my 9 stand for? It stands for the total. And my 2 stands for everybody, groups. I want you to write this right over the top like I'm doing right now. Then you can draw in, how many dots do I have to draw? Right. I have 6, 7, 8, 9, right? Now, how many boxes am I going to be putting it into? 2 boxes. You are correct. All right. So let's use another color to mark them off. Let's use green. Sounds wild. I hope it works. I'm going to cross this one off and put it in here. Everyone understands that, right? Do you understand that I'm putting that one in here? Does that make sense? Are you okay? All right. Then I'm going to take this one and I'm going to move it in here. And this one goes in here. Okay? This is how you're going to do it. Pretty easy, isn't it? Okay, what do I have? What do I have?
8.
How many do I have in each box?
4.
I have 4 in each box. And we remember what we said? The answer is the, do you remember? Items in each group. The items in each group, aka box, right? Am I done with my problem?
No.
No, so far you've probably been told you put an R1, right? What does that stand for? A remainder. But I'm going to show you that I don't want you to do a remainder. We're going to divide this last dot. How many what do we have to do to this one dot? We're going to have to just say it out loud.
Split it.
Yeah, we're going to have to cut it in half. Why are we cutting it in half? Because we have 2 boxes, right? So I'm going to attempt to draw a half of a circle. It's not easy, by the way. Okay? And then I'll put this one this way, okay? Does that look okay?
Yeah.
No, it's a little wacky looking. Okay, so what do I have? I have 4 of them. And then what do I have? What's this little guy down here? He's a half. So my answer is 4 1/2. Now if I was going to write this as a decimal, because we've had decimal practice already, how would I write it as a decimal? 4.5. Why 5? Because 5 is half of 10, remember? Our space on the right side of the decimal is always, the first space is always 10 pieces, right? And our space here is always 100 pieces, right? So we could actually say 50 of 100, right? Okay, so these are the basics of drawing out your fractions when you divide them in half. You just draw them out into the box, okay? All right. Does anybody... I think that should do you for the time being. Remember, I'd like you to go ahead and write the total over the first number, groups over the second number, and then I want you to write items in each group over your answer. Now, if we were going to put 9 divided by 2 in a structure that looks like, let me change my color again. Let's go with orange. I hope it shows up. It shows up pretty good. If I was doing this, what number would go where? Remember, the first number goes on the inside of the house. That's what I just did. And then that second number goes on the outside. Okay? And so, you've done this before, right?
Yeah.
Is that correct?
Yes.
In the past?
Yes.
Okay, good. So if I were to do this, this would be fairly easy, right?
Yes.
I would ask, how many 2's go into how many, I gave you the answer, didn't I? How many 2's go into 9?
8.
2 times what would be close to 9? 2 times what would be close to 9? It'd be 4, so 2 times 4 would be 8. Then we do our subtraction, and then that leaves us with 1. And that would leave us with the remainder 1. Now if you want to do this and take it to a decimal point, here's how you do your decimal point. You put a decimal point next to the 9, put a 0, we bring our 0 down, that makes that 10. Question, how many 2's are in 10? 5. So, my 5 goes there, 2 times 5 is 10, and I subtract it, and I get 0, 0. So my answer is 4.5. Now check that out. Do you see this is the same? cool, huh?
Yep.
So you can do the house kind of, this is the normal way that most people do the division problems. And you can use it for decimals. It's very easy. Okay? Don't get all wigged out just because there's a dot in there. Don't worry about the decimal. Just do it. All right. Well, thank you for listening to the lesson. Go over it again if you need to. I love math.